do. What are your thoughts on that there, Chief?
I mean, you're more the expert when it comes to sort of these teams, T. What do we know? What do we think? Is it going to work?
Thank you. I wanted to throw the question to you, for you to throw the question to me. Mate, that's ping pong. Love it.
To me, to you.
To me, to you. Beautiful. You know what? I think it's really scary, honestly, if you're no bounty hunter. Like, this series, it's so crucial for the lower division. You lose it, you're out. You get no money. This lower division is brutal if you're in the bottom two. So the fact that they have changed out Khan for low skill, it puts a lot of emphasis that they're looking for the future towards maybe the TI kind of closed qualifiers. But this series alone, there's so much money on the line. So they have to have a lot of confidence in the swap. If from an outside perspective, I'm honestly a little bit scared.
Okay. And sort of overall as well, from looking at the drafts, I mean, we heard from the panel, they feel that it's going to be a little difficult for no bounty hunter to get things going their way. It's going to require a much higher level of execution, whereas Chicken Fighters, it's just going to play out a bit more well-rounded across the board with the team fight and potential. Do you agree? Do you think it is a bit of a difficult one here for no bounty hunter?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with the panel a bit here, just because the idea of a first phase brood, it doesn't really surprise you in the draft. You're already presenting it straight away. And when you have answers like Tidehunter, for example, who happily soak up the lane that he pressures, like, Brood is a hero that pressures in lane with right clicks, but then becomes that annoying tower pusher. So if you have a lane encounter, but then also that mid-game kind of tower defender, it's so easy to mitigate the threat that Brood brings. So yeah, I think Chicken Fighters, they have a really nice, simple to execute draft, where no bounty hunter, they're going to have to lean on a lot more kind of nuances in their draft. Like, how do they open up the map with the Brood? How do they play with the early skirmishing of the Grim Slark, for example? But let's not count them out too early. They do have the X factor of a brand new player coming into the final series.
Yeah, we'll see how well he does down here. Looking at this lane, I mean, he's going to have the Dark Pact, of course, against the Spirits of Era. I mean, but we'll see if do you think there's going to be offensive potential for them in the lane, or is it just never really that easy to go on a Tide and Phoenix?
I think it's going to be, if Era, he's the one who potentially might die here. If he hasn't skilled yet, he's holding on his skill points, because if he does get jumped, he wants to have that Icarus dive. And against a Slark, the Fire Spirits don't feel too great early on, but now, because of course he's seeing what's happening and how low skill is already leveled and use his spells, he's going to start spamming a little bit. But yeah, Era is the one that dies. ATF, not so much. He should be pretty good here.
Yeah, so some of these other lanes as well. Did you like the decision to end with the Razor here for Daki? Does this strike you as a particularly strong Razor game?
I think for laning phase, it's not going to feel too amazing, but for the game and the essence of where a lower division Shadow Fiend has moved towards, like, you got to think about how this hero has been popularized. It's because of Viking and how they're first phasing it relentlessly, but they're building it for right click. So this Razor pick is not about we're going to beat it in the lane, but in the game, when you're going for your BKB, going for your Dragon Lance, your AC, and trying to be that front line for us, that's where the Razor is going to be a really great counter. So, it's all about the kind of future-proofing their draft and forcing Shadow Fiend maybe to go for the old school style of build of going for the Yule's Requiem, because again, Razor will be able to mitigate Shadow Fiend with this current style.
Oh, we'll see either way. Supreme, of course, he's going to have no struggle getting the items out pretty fast this game. He's able to get complete free farm in this lane, shoving it out and maximizing it to the full potential bottom lane. Bit of an attempt here onto a mark, but with a swoop across here from Era, he can stop both low skill and Flash from committing onto the Tide any further, which I think for the most part is going to be the case, as you said. But maybe Era's got to be a little careful, but still definitely one of these duos that if they do try and get aggressive with the Slark and they don't get that kill quickly, that it's going to get turned around on them pretty quickly. Yeah,
this bot lane is all about resource management. If Slark ever overcommits, he can easily die, and then if, of course, Phoenix or Tide overstep, then the kill potential is all the way back there as well. You see low skill, he's just going for just the Dark Pack and the Essence Shift to be able to annoy the Tidehunter, but still be able to get away from the damage of the Phoenix.
Oh, we're seeing top lane. Blink.
Oh.
Yes. He's going to be fine. He's trying to turn a lifesteal back up here on Charlie. There's another Thunderstrike will come into play. Is that
level
enough
2
damage? He's got stick charges. He should be all right.
Should be fine, yeah.
Yeah. But still very, very low. A lot of harassment coming out here from Jibei in the lane on his Disruptor, making it, we're seeing a bit tricky here for Blink up top. Charlie having the better time here in the duo.
Yeah, you can see how Chicken Fighter has decided to answer the Brood in the offlane. It's you have a core that also has his own lifesteal and sustain within the lane, but then that Pos 5 that has quite a long range in his initial, his damage. Like, he's playing with his Thunderstrike. Disruptor is one of the few supports that has good attack range, so he's never going to be in a position where he should go down, unless You get clipped by a scatter blast and maybe clicked.
There
it is. Yep.
We'll manage to get the kill here. They run him down.
Just a little bit inside the wave, yeah. Unfortunately for Disruptor, he was just... Yeah, he has to play a little bit further behind Bloodseeker. He can play off of the kinetic field, he can play off the glimpse and kind of defensive mechanisms, but when he's inside the lane getting scatter blasted, that's when it's a little bit kind of dicey and death.
I don't think we're going to give a nice little boost here for Blink and Hustler. They're going to look to Charlie. Charlie!
Oh, he's just dead too!
Dead. Oh, no!
Oh,
that's not good news here for Chicken Fighters up top. They're just dying. They're just totally underestimating the damage that's going to come out from these two heroes on no bounty hunter. They're just walking up and dying.
All right, now Zibit, he's also in a kind of an awkward position. When this bowler comes back up, he might just die again. Yeah,
they got the cookie.
Yeah. He's just dead as well. One by one, they die. 3-0 a bounty hunter.
Oh dear, oh dear.
They're just not respecting the damage. There's a lot of physical damage in this lane. When you have the little shredder, you have obviously the bowler and then the insatiable hunger. It's thoroughly annoying.
I see bottom. They will manage to get Flash here.
They had to get something. You know, it couldn't be 4-0 at this point. Oof.
No, they've got to settle things down up top. Otherwise, Blink and Hustler, I mean, they're going to be pretty terrifying. They're getting these kills as well. Getting some good XP, of course, on the snap, as well as the brood. Yeah, if the snap's able to hit a quick 6 this game, it's going to be pretty nasty. I mean, we sort of talk about that they don't have the best team fight, but so they've got a lot of sort of frontline heroes that can run in and give the space for the kisses to come down.
Yeah, the best thing that they're going to be looking towards is if this brood lane continues to go this way, you have to rotate the tide into the brood lane, and that's why they have the tide, right? So if you force that rotation earlier, an under-leveled Bloodseeker and an under-leveled Disruptor aren't going to be able to suddenly move to a Slark lane and pressure him out as well. So potentially in the next 2 to 3 minutes, if Blink can get a quick 6, this is going to be a complete dead area of the map where it's going to be like the sacrifice. Who's going to have to suffer up here? And you can see that as Hustler comes to mid lane.
Yeah, they're going to try and cookie Daki in. It's going to keep the link going. Won't get the stun off. Extra TP's coming in. Can they actually get Supreme? They get the slow off him with the stolen damage. Daki hits pretty darn hard. Now they turn up towards Era. Era will dive away.
Died too.
The hits chase him. Hustler's able to snipe him down. There's no bounty hunter. They'll take down 2. They make a huge move on the mid. They're not even done yet. They're looking at Jippei. They're in with the slow. They're going to be able to close the range for the stun.
Bloodseeker's TPing too.
Out. I mean, does he?
Charlie?
Is low.
I don't think it works like that, Chief.
You're
going to die as well.
Oh, no. Is he?
No, okay. He's got the kisses.
He's got to dodge him.
Joking and jiving.
He's got to dodge him. Don't dodge the kisses.
Mwah. Mwah. Oh, he dodged him. Doesn't want him.
Oh, it was close, though. It was close. Hustler will die for that attempt. A good attempt from Hustler. Very respectful there.
I love these rotations from the bounty hunter. Like, they identify the fact that Blink needs to get 6 to dominate this top lane. They just move the Snapfire mid, apply pressure to a completely free farm Shadow Fiend. And like, sure, they missed a cookie, but at least it gives him the kind of proximity to keep that link going. And then we're going to see the best little shredder in life. Here you go, ready?
Yeah, look at it. Look at the hit.
Look at them curve.
Oh.
Look at that, beautiful. Absolute gunslinger.
Amazing.
And then the confidence here.
Ammo here.
Yeah, this is just beautiful aggression.
That's bottom. I mean, yeah, Hustler's having quite the game here. He's just running around peeping people here with a little shredder, and they're just not ready. He's 3-1-3.
You couldn't ask for a better start to No Bounty Hunter the game. Like, the panel mentioned it, it's all about the team fight and how scary Chicken Fight is, how like simple their draft scales to. But if you can't get to that scaling point of playing around your timings, that's the key thing, right? When your lineup built around big timings, the Ravage, the Egg, the Requiem, if you're the ones not dictating when to use them, the game feels so hard because you're reacting to every engagement. So the Bounty Hunter are setting themselves up to quite a nice point where in this mid game they're going to be able to potentially run over their opponent. And now we see Tide in the top lane doing exactly what Tide's meant to do, sitting up and soaking up the brood lane.
Yeah. I guess at least, yeah, trying to make it a little less easy for Blink to get full farm around here. But with Web's down, Blink's into the jungle, and
now Charlie's soaking mid. Like, this is, this is the repercussion. He can't go to bot lane because he's level 5 Bloodseeker against this slot.
Yeah, he's only just about to hit 6. Yeah, that's...
Struggle town.
I mean, they're actually going to go on him.
They are, yeah, and the cookie.
Charlie! Hey, the kisses are coming in. He's going to go down. Charlie's dead. He uses the rupture as well. Daki doesn't care. He's just going to TP out, look for the reset. Meanwhile, the other 3 of them, Supremes, Jippei, and Amar, will find Blink. but Charlie's game just continuing to get trashed here by No Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, if anything, his only contribution to the game right now in the next like 10 minutes will just be a rupture from a distance and then having that passive to mitigate Slark having regen when he's low. That's pretty much all Charlie can do. He's going to have to try and find a farm game. He needs to play a lane. Right now, he can't go to top because that's the Brood department. He can't go mid because of Razor, and Slark's dominating bot. So yeah, Charlie really is a little bit displaced right now.
Charlie, they've got the cookie in. Jibbe trying to hold them back here. Charlie, he's going to get hit by the slow flash. He's coming in with the Ink Swell. Charlie's got to run. The Ink Swell, it's in range. Have they got any further damage? Not quite. So Charlie this time will live. Supreme and Jibbe now looking to turn onto Flash, and with Vera turning up, they will be able to take down the Grim. And still only Charlie barely surviving there once again.
The audacity for him to go back to this mid lane. Oh, that was a bold move from Charlie, honestly. Luckily, this time he didn't get punished, and it did take 4 heroes. You know, minute 9, you got 4 heroes reacting to your carry getting ganked in the mid lane. It's a difficult position. Now 2k lead already, but the saving grace is this top net worth Shadow Fiend. He utilized the jungle beautifully. That's why he hasn't had mana a lot, because of course he's rinsing the jungle. He is going for the right-click build. He's got the treads, the Dragon Lance.
Okay.
And I guess the main
Do you like that, or would you like to see the change because of the Razor factor?
I kind of would have liked to see the Requiem build, but then I guess because of how bad Charlie's game is, he has to become like a core, right?
I'm on top. Let's look at this aggression here.
Nice.
I mean, how do you deal at the moment with No Bounty Hunter running at you like this if you're chicken fighters? Like, who can actually survive, 3 minimum heroes from No Bounty Hunter just charging at you right now?
Well, realistically, you can't. Like, you don't have good wave clear outside of Bloodseeker and then maybe Tidehunter. So you don't have this tower defense, and that's why Brood, it feels so good. Like a first phase Brood mother on second pick, there isn't that innate kind of wave clear, and that's why you're seeing chicken fighters just kind of crumbling at any tower defense, because they don't have that guy who just stands up front with confidence. Like Tide's meant to do that, but Phoenix Disruptor, they're not really able to help out. So right now they need to dodge the fights, need to keep the game going, and you see Bloodseeker, he's now bottom lane. He's getting supported by his Shadow Fiend. They're trying to get some kind of map pressure, take a tower and open up new jungle.
Oh, talking about in the jungle here, they're looking for Jibbe. Jibbe is able to dodge the slow coming out here from Flash. He'll get away. Charlie's going to head over. And now that the fight's going to keep going, the Static Storm's going to be dropped, but Jibbe's already dead. Silence is going to be put down onto Amar. Daki's going to go for the TP out, and he is away. Nothing to cancel that TP. Hustler, he's still around. See if he's able to get out. He's going to TP. Oh, he's going to drop it.
Wait, he has a 10 stick though. This is where the juke starts, Owen. He has a cookie. Misses it.
He does miss the
Cookie to high ground. Go. Cookie to high ground, Hustler. I was hoping he was going to make this like a long, hard-to-earn duke of pain and suffering. Exactly. Thank you, Observe. That's what I was looking for. Into a tower tonight. Yep. Bibbidi bop. Over there. Hiding in the trees. That's, yeah. Unfortunately, don't get to see that happen. But yeah, nice aggression. And now ATF, the Tidehunter, the main frontline, uses a Ravage on a POS 4 Snapfire. This is not going to feel too good for them.
No.
Mode farm is required for chicken fighters.
Absolutely, yeah, but without that sort of ult, it's going to be very hard to catch these cores like Blink. And Blink can just chill, farm where he wants without the ults. They don't really have the solid lockdown for the Spider.
Flash scouting out Zibbe in the bot lane. By that I mean dying to a glimpse.
Well, I was going to say, well, he's going to try and turn and get the silence off.
Ooh,
so yeah, Flash. Right. He's got Daki coming over as well. Kisses are coming in. The Kisses, they're going to pretty much bring down Jibbe if he can land one more of them. Or maybe not just the wraparound here from Daki will do it. Well, he's in with the plasma field, takes him out. Supernova going to be popped. They're thinking about the Requiem as well, just to try and push back No Bounty Hunter. As No Bounty Hunter will simply stay out of range of the Supernova. The Requiem into TP here from Supreme as he's just desperately trying to get himself out of here.
They're going to get Era.
They'll continue to chase into the trees here. They're looking for Era. Era with the dive and TP will also make it out. So another situation where these ultimates are just having to be used by chicken fighters in not these opportune positions. They're being forced out of them. And every single ult being used like that, No Bounty Hunter's going to be more than happy with the space that low skill and Blink are getting.
Yeah, and I got to give a lot of praise to Flash there. Just him standing at the steps of that jungle, that is the natural movement. When you're a little bit behind on chicken fighters, they want to move into that area. They want to just try and find a quick pick off, try and use their spells. But he tanks it up. He's being a little lad, being quite annoying with the Ink Spell. And meanwhile, you got Blink completely free farming top. He is going for the aura build. Currently has Mana Boot, Soul Ring, into then a pipe, mitigating most of the early damage on Chicken Fighters. He has to be careful that he doesn't die here. He's already died once.
They want to try and kill him here. See if they can take him down, Blink. They're going to get glimpsed back into the Static Storm. The 4 of them here. Blink won't stand a chance. So.
And now the instant counterplay. Ducky already smoked up with the lads. They're going in as well. Maybe they get a counterplay.
Well, Ravage is back up, so they will have to bear that in mind.
Ooh.
And still maybe something at this stage that no bounty hunters don't really care about too much with the lead that they have. They're going to lead in straight away. Cookie in as the Ravage will come out, but again, there's not really huge follow-up from Chicken Fighters, so Daxi's going to continue to push on low skill, jumping in onto Supreme as the Shadow Fiend dead. As no bounty hunters, they can look now to chase over for more. Era still has a dive available. Let the Rupture drop down onto low skill. He's held in the Blood Bright. Charlie will be able to clean up the Slark in return. Now turning his attention over towards Daki, but Daki's got the right click. Takes out Era. Daki's going to go for the TP out. Charlie's not got the damage, so Daki will manage to escape as Flash and Hustler they continue to work onto Amar. Cookie in with the little shredder. They bring down the Titan. It's 4 dead. Charlie's the last one left alive.
They're going to
get him as well.
No, he's quite zoomy. He's quite, yeah.
Oh, he's throwing it back in. Ooh.
Oh. Charlie, mate.
Oh, that was a little risky there for Charlie.
Oh,
I mean, he won't die, but he was certainly taking his chances there.
Charlie, just very confident this game. Let's word it that way.
Oh.
Yeah, the start of this fight, he doesn't get the perfect static link because he gets Cookie cancelling the link, and then it actually looks okay, you know, bearable. But of course, you're playing without Egg, you're playing without Static Storm because you just use Static Storm for the Brood, and then it slowly does collapse. Like, the fact that you get the Slark kill...
Oh, Charlie.
I think there's still another fight going. Charlie, mate, you just survived mid. Why? Okay, all right. Rule 1 of Dota 2.
Oh, the tips are coming out as well now
I
for Charlie.
respect these tips, Owen. These are bloody good tips if I've ever seen them before. Like, this is amazing tippage. Like, he's just running around at 10 HP. He goes top and dies. Like, he's broken, honestly. I don't see how Charlie comes back into this game. Tips simply carrying it now.
It's going to be tough for Charlie. As that straight into the pit. No Ravage. Do a Supernova and Static Storm, but they're just not in position, Chicken Fighters, to get over and do anything about it. We'll see again that move on Charlie. Just gets destroyed here by the Spider Army. Just sort of a few rounds of the right click from the
just the bowler plus the Spiderlings, yeah. And then it's just unfortunately goes down so quickly. Like, you need to try and stack up as much armor as possible, and right now he only has the Phase and Maelstrom on Bloodseeker, so yeah, quite squishy. The positioning of no bounty hunter in this game so far has been very deep in the jungle. Like, even if they were to die, like, that's the key thing with Chicken Fighters. Their draft is so beautiful. When they get to mid-game, they're dictating. But when they're having to react non-stop, it's so hard to take a fight under-leveled, under-farmed, when you use a Ravage just to kind of get your Shadow Fiend out of the initial engagement. And that's why they need to split them out. That's why if you look at the minimap now, they're playing so much more split. They're trying to eke out as much farm, and they're going, you know what? Brood, you clearly own top. We respect that. We'll now own your jungle, and we'll just ward up your jungle. We'll now move the kind of the shift of the map split, and we'll ignore you. Because right now, if we take a fight and we waste Ravage again, we're potentially losing high ground. And we're yet to see Shadow Fiend's impact as well. Like, he's about to complete the BKB, and that might give them a little bit more frontline, where if he hits that Requiem, if he can get in and kind of muddle up their opponent, because they have amazing team fight. We're just yet to see it really come into play, and that's why you can't count them out yet, because this tier 3 hold, or any kind of high ground hold with vision that they have, they should be able to dominate the fight with the amount of like team fight that they do have.
No, absolutely. If they can't find that combo, blow up one of these cores with a well-placed Requiem amidst the chaos of the Static Storms, Supernovas, and Ravages, they have got a chance to win these fights.
Now the key thing here is, okay, Zibe's doing, you know, he's on the dewarding job. This is instrumental when you're behind in the game. As soon as you feel a little bit of pressure being alleviated from a jungle, if you move in with your heroes, you have to just slap down as many sentries as possible and try and control it. And the one ward that they had placed in this jungle, it has been removed. So yeah, Zibe doing a pretty good job just occupying. And now they have 2 defensive wards. Oh, wow. Great vision. This bottom Dire ward, just above the tier 2 tower, this was placed by Zibe, and it instantly got dewarded. So yeah, I guess that's the value of Slark, unfortunately. Even in a hard game, Slark I actually hate playing against Slark. Yeah, that's the only reason.
That's what the
I
what,
was about to praise like
support,
Flash or something, and be like, man, Flash, great intuition. And I remembered the little fish boy was in the game, and I was like, oh well. I hate that mechanic, honestly.
It is, in the right hands, it's incredibly powerful. In the wrong hands, like me and everybody else at my MMR, it's completely useless.
You're like going in between the trees, like, is it here? Is it on the high ground? Is it on the low ground, guys? And then suddenly you just blink doomed or something. You're like, oh well, I tried.
Yeah, it sort of just gives you that sort of foreshadowing of what's to come. It's like, oh, well, they can see me. I'm going to keep hitting these creeps, though. And then, oh, what a surprise. They just ganked me. Oh. And low skill, he knows what to do here. They're working very nicely around this, shutting down the vision as they can and making it harder and harder for Chicken Fighters to really climb back into this with map control.
I see a great start from the Bounty Hunter once again. We see Slark. He's now got the Sange, the Echo Saber. He's just trying to be as tanky as possible. If he can survive through this initial damage, it's going to be so hard for them to do. And I like the fact they are just building for this cheap tank.
I'm going to be able to grab him back here. Supreme is going to go for the BKB Requiem, but the Yule's dodge there from Razor is going to keep Daki safe. They'll be able to blow up the Slark the once. Can they do it a second time? The Static Storm's out. Low skill. He's able to step out to the side of it. Amar can't get the Ravage off for now with the Phantom's Embrace on him. Low skill continuing to commit. Amar, he's not going to get... Is he going to get the chance to pop his ult at all? It will now finally pop it. Does manage to catch the Razor with it. That's good enough to bring Daki down. Hustler chasing him with the cookie. But all things said and done, Chicken Fighters, they get the kill on the Razor, and they actually get everybody out of there, despite No Bounty Hunter's best efforts to try and break up the combo. Lane. That's true. Actually, yeah, Blink. I mean, this is going to keep happening, isn't it? Every time they try and go for these fights.
But No Bounty Hunter have to be careful, though, because like that type of initiation, it was based off of the confidence of how the game's been going so far. And the Slark, he instantly kind of wastes the Aegis. They have that disconnect because Razor's going in, and the Egg, beautifully positioned by Era, and preventing the supports, kind of enabling the Razor in the team fight. So yeah, Chicken Fighter's taken a really good fight, but you have to realize it was against 4 heroes. Brood decided just to try and play split push, and I think that's where No Bounty Hunter, if they keep this style of Dota going, they might run into issues, because as 4 playing an immense team fight, they're going to struggle. Even with BKBs, they're going to struggle getting through the Egg, getting through the Ravage. So I'd like to see No Bounty Hunter play with their Brood at some point, just to mitigate, utilize the advantage they have. Like, they have a 7k lead, and like when Brood's not there, it's just an even game.
Well, that's very true. And we'll see if Blink is able to get himself involved. Some of the action around the mid. They're going to get the glimpse back onto Hustler. Daki and Low Skill are coming in from the side. Low Skill has been ruptured. Static Storm down as well. Low Skill's going to try and get out of the side, but the Sunbreak is burning him down for the Supernova. They've got the AoE damage as well with the Razors. Supreme tries for the TP out. The Soulbind comes into play. They'll bring down the SF. Blink, this time he's turned up. He's ready to get involved. Running down Era, chasing him right up towards the tier 3s. Now over towards Jibbe. Blink, he's turned up this time. Picks up a triple kill. Charlie continuing to try and run. Another web's out. Blink, he's going to keep on diving it up to the tier 4s. Charlie's trying to run, but it's another kill for Blink. Ultra kill on the Spider as they team wipe Chicken Fighters. And, well, there you have it, T. I guess that's what happens when the whole gang gets together here on No Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, honestly. When you fight with all 5 of your heroes in your head for like 7k, it's disastrous. Yeah, Chicken Fighters again. They just have no real rebuttal right now, unfortunately. And it's a product of just Charlie not really having a game. Shadow Fiend, he walks up to the front to start the fight with the BKB, but they just kind of just sort it off. It's not really doing much, but props to No Bounty Hunter, a team. I honestly didn't expect them to have this level of clean execution coming into this game, especially with a roster change, but they're looking good.
Yeah, that they came in with a confident, sort of draft opening, slapping out the Brood, saying this is what we want to play, this is what we want to do. And as you say, Jay, from draft perspective at the start and from the panel's opinion as well, they didn't really like what was going on here. They felt it was going to be difficult to execute. But yeah, as we're seeing, No Bounty Hunter very much knowing exactly what's needed to happen when they run this style of Dota.
It's good stuff, honestly. Now they're just going to be waiting for that next Roshan. It may respawn in a minute's time. And their positioning, I think the key thing is they need to play this top side of the map. Don't allow Chicken Fighters to have any vision advantage around Roshan and make it difficult for them to use their big spell. But they do get a Rupture onto Blink. You can just waddle away, hide behind a tree. Oh, and a pause. Lags. Oh. You know what, Ducky? The reason why you're lagging is because there's a bajillion spiders with pipe active on them.
Is that what it is? Honestly,
there
I
we
was
go,
kind of getting
yeah.
worried. Are you lagging on
Mate,
your side of it?
I'm
'Cause-
lagging every time I look. I'm trying to cast the game radio
is it
style.
actually,
Look
you know
at
what
them.
it is? It's definitely going to be the spiders with the pipe buff, isn't it?
Yeah, but also look how many eyes there are. You've got to render that many
The
eyes in a
eyes?
game. Look at the spiders. There's
What do you
1,
mean?
2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6
Wait, what do
eyes.
you mean
on the-
spiders always have eyes?
Yeah,
don't
but
they?
look
Or
at,
is
yeah,
this-
but just look at this. They're just so big. They're terrifying. Yes.
What is this? This is a pumpkin.
Yes. Surprise! It's Halloween start. Yeah. Oh well, we'll
mean-
see in a second. Hope the game crashes. Redo.
I mean, yeah, I was.
If for chicken fighters, that
you
is.
know, on quite a nice PC here, but I was like, oh no, what's happening?
Yeah, unfortunately, there are a couple things in the game that does crash your computer no matter what you got.
Spiders.
Maybe you can have a gentleman's agreement. Because they're 12k up, he won't use the spiders just to get through the
Well,
game
that's a
lag-free.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Alas.
Blink needs to keep his spiders out. He's like, where is his spiders at the moment? Did he lose them all? I think he did. Didn't he?
Yeah.
He's
He's
gonna
rebuilding
start
now in the top
building them
lane.
up again.
Yep. Building up the lag, dash ping. Well, that could actually be an amazing stat for JJ, actually. He could just check the ping of all the players and then compare it to the amount of spiders on the map. So we could see
I
what
thought you were
players
going to
most
ask him to do some
affected.
sort of maths, like how many frames per spider do you
Yeah,
drop?
oh mate, I would love to see the FPS.
That's a,
That's a good
there's some
one.
numbers in there.
How
Honestly,
many
now, I think
spiders
that-
do you think would
now
crash
it's
the
gonna
game, honestly? Like,
Well, I feel like for Blink now you just want to get as many spiders as
No,
you can.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
You really want to push it. You want to see how much. how many
Octarine,
spiders you
Arcane,
can get
Blink, get it going.
Get as many spiders as you can.
Wait, no,
going.
Owen, we're talking... No, this is wrong. He's winning the game. He doesn't want to crash it. But when game 2, if they're losing with Brood, that's when he goes for the
Flood
Spell
the
Prism,
server
the
with
Arcane.
spiders.
Yep. You get yourself like an Undying with the Tombstone on the enemy team. Get the... Oh, mate, yes. That's it. If you know you're the underdog, draft for ping.
Well, it looks like things have sort of calmed down a bit now.
Yeah, it's chilling.
No, it's still a 14k very sizable lead here, of course, for no bounty hunter. And yeah, Charlie's still trying to do his best to catch back in. But the BKB at least will stand a bit of a chance to run in on these fights. Obviously has to still be very careful of Daki and Low Skill getting in close to him.
Hustler getting ruptured in the bot lane. Into an instant glimpse.
Oh, they got the glimpse. And Hustler, he's pretty beefy.
And they're also trying to kill Flash in top lane as well. So as Hustler falls down here, you got Flash falling up top as well.
Oh, Blink's in. Woo. He's just going to work.
Oh,
yeah.
the sound.
So, woo. The Requiem will push
Beautiful.
him back for now. But Blink, he's still hovering around because he's got backup. Daki and Low Skill are in with the wraparound. Supreme with the BKB wearing off. He's got nothing to keep himself alive as Supreme goes down. Amar's able to force down to the low ground, but Low Skill's going to be chasing. Amar, he's going for the TP. Have they got anything to stop it? They don't. As Amar will make it out.
Yeah, for Chicken Fighters, they were trying to do it. They were trying to pressure how much map the Bounty Hunter were playing. But like when you kill the Snapfire bottom, then you kill the Grim top. It's like you need to decide what's kind of the big advantage here. Like what are you really taking from the game? And they get 2 support kills, but they overuse their resources in top lane, punishing Supreme because of course he is now out of position because Brood is still playing this top area of the map. Like honestly, just look at the minimap. Each of these little green dots, that's a web. A web, spooky.
Yeah.
Brood moves quick. You cannot gank someone quickly and get out effectively unless you're doing a BKB TP. So yeah, I think for Chicken Fighters just playing their hand a little bit too much. And because of these deaths, because of the spells used, it now unlocks another Roshan to the Bounty Hunter.
I mean, no doubt about it, right? You see this sort of game here from Blink and... Yeah, but Brood's... It's getting banned in the first phase, surely, next game.
Potentially, or just have a stronger lane encounter, maybe like a Troll Warlord or a Razor yourself. But yeah, it's this game. It is made so difficult just because of Charlie's, early 3 deaths. He's playing mode.
Sure, they didn't play the
catch-up.
lane great.
Exactly. Yeah, he's just playing catch up. If he had maybe 2-3k more gold, he had that BKB Maelstrom +1. The game might be honestly very different.
Look at this.
Just getting run
running
down.
down Supreme.
Yeah.
He's ready to go into the base here. Daki popping the BKB so they can't glimpse him back. That's Supreme dead for a minute.
Do they have detection for Zibet? Yep, they do.
Yeah, they do. Sentry's in. Jibe goes down. Charlie pops his BKB, but again, it's a BKB and having to run away all the way back to the fountain.
Is he going to dive? Oh, Ducky, you had one opportunity.
I mean, the temptation was there.
He had the cheese.
He had a cheese.
He had a cheese.
Oh, come on. He should have been diving.
He could have been diving.
Cheese.
Content. That's exactly what that was. But
Yeah,
But again, we can't joke around here. This is money on the line here, Owen. This game, this series.
They got to play safe.
Yeah, you lose this series, you're a lower division team walking away with $0 for 6 weeks worth of work. But if you win this series, you get some good thousands to your name. So yeah, this is such an important series for both teams. The Bounty Hunter are not messing around.
No, they're playing it smart here. Swing round to the mid, force out the fortification. And see what they want to do, if they want to keep sticking around. I mean, they're pretty much still good to go. They've got everything up. Same to be said for Chicken Fighters, though. Chicken Fighters will have the team fight ultimates all ready for the defense.
They have some beautiful neutral items as well. Like, look at this Slark. He's got the Never Shul. Like, he's so tanky. You got Razor with the Quicksilver. Like, oh, they're so
Charlie!
tanky.
Charlie's got to run there. We'll be able to force him out of the range of these kisses, but Blink, Low Skill, they're diving in. Supernova's going to come out. Low Skill's just going to turn and look to take down the egg, and he's able to do so. The egg will fall. Supreme pops the red one, but with the BKB up on Low Skill, he can keep pushing on. Now it will come to an end. Buyback comes out from Amar. Death Shroud down here, keeping the two of them safe and healed up. Low Skill, he's ready to go again. In onto Amar, the Ravage will be popped. Onto the back lines, Charlie will find an opportunity to get in onto the Grimstroke, but now he's got to run. He has to get away from Daki. Blink still alive. They couldn't quite kill off the Spider. He's able to get away. They're running in onto Amar. Amar will fall. The link's up onto Supreme. Supreme, he stands no chance here. Low Skill's in, hunting for him. Supreme, he's trying to run, but with the pounce forward, they'll take him out. As this should be it. Only Charlie and Zibe left alive. The other three without buyback, and there it is. GG is called. No Bounty Hunter with a challenging draft. They crush it. They really do. 30-14, 22k lead.